Hey everybody, welcome to the Kyle and Not Kyle show. I'm Kyle.
I am not Kyle.
And we're doing our week 2 breakdown, recap, and week 3 preview. I did not have a good week with my picks. I ended up going 1-5. Thank you, Cleveland.
You wish you didn't have a good week. You had a horrible week.
Yeah. So I want to thank you, Cleveland, for beating the Jets. So I at least get one win. What did you end up doing this weekend, record-wise?
3-3.
3-3. All right, 500. All right, so we're gonna dive right into this. We've been having we got some weather issues, so our pre-call dropped like 3 different times before we started recording. So we're just gonna get into this. So we're gonna start with the Thursday night game, Tampa Bay at Carolina. Tampa Bay walks out with the win, 20-14. That was a crazy final 2 minutes.
Something that I took away from that game, and I know he's got a high ankle sprain right now, is what they're saying.
Yeah.
I don't know if Newton is even going to finish the year.
Oh, yeah, no, he something looks wrong. Yeah.
Well, you go and you look at all the other teams that have quarterbacks that are mobile. Mm-hmm. They would have lined up.
Yep.
They would have been the one taking the snap.
Yep.
Wouldn't have been the Wildcat.
Yeah, that's exactly what my dad and I were saying when we were watching the end. Was something's wrong with him. 10 times out of 10, like I said, with a mobile quarterback like Newton, the quarterback is going to take that ball.
Or he's going to hand it off to McCaffrey.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Who thought McCaffrey in that entire stadium? Who thought McCaffrey was going to hand the ball off?
Right.
And if he could have adjusted 3 more inches, he would have scored.
Yeah. I mean, that was a great defensive play. Vernon Hargreaves got in there. He didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Which, man, I laughed. So this was Bruce Arians' statement after the game. He's talking about the Bucs. He said, "Yeah, they won that one in spite of me. The double timeout was stupid, and it was a situation where I called timeout. Todd didn't realize it. Coach called timeout. We always do that. It almost cost us the game, but it didn't. Our defense stood up and made a heck of a play. Really proud of how our defense played all night." I love this. He said, "I thought we handled McCaffrey extremely well. Olsen, on the other hand," talking about tight end Greg Olsen, gave us a little problem, but I'd rather have him give us a problem than McCaffrey." Which I agree. I would much rather have to deal with Greg Olsen than Christian McCaffrey. Newton's stat line, he was 25 of 51. He threw for 333 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. They got sacked 3 times. I mean, gosh, that they gifted 4th and 1 to the Panthers, and then they run it to the corner, which I thought was great because it was Vernon Hargreaves, a linebacker, and then Shaq Barrett, who's just been playing just lights out for Tampa Bay as a D lineman. I mean, they were all shifting over. He even if he'd gotten the first down, I don't think he would have gotten in the end zone just because there were all those guys there to push him out.
And McCaffrey's such a conservative ball carrier.
Yeah,
he would have thrown the ball if he would have shoved the ball out in front of him, like when they every once in a while when they do those one arm. He would have scored. Yeah. I mean, the one thing you're like going, this guy never fumbles, which is good, but that's the reason why he didn't score is because he didn't.
Yeah. Which that leads me to one I don't know if Cam Newton will finish the season, and if he even if he does, part of me's starting to wonder if they are going to start looking to the future in Carolina.
Well, I think
he's had one good he's had one good year where they got to the Super Bowl, and he's not really done anything since, and he hadn't really done much beforehand. So that's just my questioning.
Well, he was MVP. They'd go to the Super Bowl. The following year, he got hurt really early on in the season, but they kept him playing.
Yeah.
And then it's just been injuries. He's had. And they're not little tiny injuries. They're like, you need surgery injuries.
I'm not blaming him for the injury stuff. That I agree. That to me falls on the coaching staff. When you get hurt and they say, "Oh, no, you're fine, keep playing." No, if you're hurt, you need to be a little more forceful and say, "No,
right." But
I'm
that's
hurt.
not how it is. That's not what they do.
No, I know.
They want to be in the game. They want to play. They want to play.
I get that. One note on this game, Chris Godwin for the wide receiver for the Buccaneers. He had a pretty decent night. He went 8 catches on 9 targets for 121 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah. Mike Evans was just quiet.
Yeah. So who knows? Everyone wondered how is Jameis going to look with Bruce Arians coming in. Still really early. Bruce Arians.
Week 8. You need to look at all this about week 8.
Exactly. That's why I'm not passing judgment on him yet. But also at the same time, every year it's been, this is going to be the year Jameis breaks out. This is going to be the year Jameis does good. And so far, it hasn't really happened. At some point, you have to say, okay, time to move on. But moving on from that game, we're going to go to another division rivalry game. This one out of the AFC South. The Indianapolis Colts at the Tennessee Titans. Colts walk out with the win 19-17. There's a little bit of fire at the beginning of the game. One of the fireworks or pyrotechnic machines that the Titans had for player intros literally caught on fire. That was fun. It was burning. Someone said it was burning for like 2-3 minutes before they got it out. Colts got their first win in the post-Andrew Luck era. Good divisional win.
2 days. Yeah. 2 games. Post-Andrew Luck era. Game 2.
Game 2. Hey, it's better than Game 3. One note to watch, and I didn't know this until this morning. I happened to get a tweet about it. Darius Leonard, the All-Pro second-year linebacker for the Colts, he is in concussion protocol. Post-game, he was showing concussive symptoms, and so they put him into the concussion protocol, and there's no update so far on that. And that's a big loss for them if he's out. He was so fun to watch last year. He was a huge player on defense. Huh?
He's been fun to watch this year.
Oh yeah. No,
So is Mack. I think I sent you that. He's only making Marlon Mack.
Yeah.
Their running back is making $650,000 a year. I was going, okay, this guy's good.
Yeah.
Peanuts.
Yeah. And you had sent me this, and I agreed. Brissett, his stat line was, pretty good for it being his second start this year.
It's decent. Yeah. He's done okay both games.
Yeah, 17-28, 146 yards, but he threw for 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. The one concern is he took 3 sacks, but also he is one of those more mobile quarterbacks. So,
but here's the thing. I just want you to remember this. His first game, he played the Chargers defense.
Yeah.
His second game, he played the Titans defense. You got to get into the more elite quarterbacks that they're putting up the numbers that he put up.
Yeah.
So wait till he gets going against some of those are 2 good defenses.
Yeah. Yeah. No, So, I me. I love Jacoby. I was super bummed when we traded both him and Jimmy away.
The Padawans.
Yeah, the Wolfpack, man. Wolfpack forever.
No, I said the Padawan.
Yeah, I know you said Padawan, but that was their nickname. The 3 of them, they were the Wolfpack.
The Wolfpack with Tom Brady.
It had something to do with Jacoby and NC State or something. One interesting note for me, and this is something that I've been talking about a long time. So Mariota entered the league in 2015. He is on his 5th different offensive coordinator.
Yep.
Which the language which they promoted in-house, so the playbook and the terminology and stuff pretty much stayed the same. But people are always not, he looks terrible, he can't do anything, he should know by now. Yes, he should, but also he's had a different coordinator almost every year. You're not going to be able to. Your growth is going to be stunted a little bit by that because you're constantly having to learn new things.
What are you learning? It's new.
Just different protections, different plays, because stuff's not going to stay the same.
What it's called. That's it. There's no new plays. They're the same plays. There's no new scheme. This guy didn't come in and reinvent offenses where everybody's like, oh my gosh, what just happened? They lined up 3 guys, and then there's 9 that just transferred in there. Whatever. It's the same routes. It's the same everything.
I know.
These are professionals. Don't tell me you put a guy, if in the next 5 years in a row, Brady had 5 different coordinators, he'd be going, he's falling off a cliff. He'll be falling off a cliff. Yeah, it's like, no, either they know what's going on or they don't.
I'm pretty sure if a different offensive coordinator come in, if Josh leaves and takes another job, Bill's just going to say, hi, welcome to the team, to the new offensive coordinator. Like, hi, here's your playbook. This is what you're using. Brady, again, Brady's in a category all by himself in terms of what he can get away with.
No, that's a veteran. It's a veteran guy. There's no. Yeah. You need to learn the new calls.
Yeah,
that's it. They're not new routes. They're not new. I mean, either you've run with 2 wide receivers, 3 wide receivers, 4 wide receivers, or you haven't. That has nothing to do with a coordinator. That has to do with if you've experienced those plays.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I would say what's stunting his growth is he hasn't finished a year.
I agree with that.
That's more than the coordinator, I think. And in the NFL anymore, who has the luxury of long-term coordinators?
Yeah.
Coaches get
canned every 4 years.
Yeah. So that's just something that is part of the game now.
Yeah. Moving on to this was just sad to see. New Orleans at Los Angeles Rams. Rams win pretty handedly, 27-9. The video they showed of Brees on the sideline where he goes to pick up the football and like can't even grasp it. You saw the slow-mo how his went backwards.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was just so disheartening seeing him not even be able to pick up the football. He is having surgery today on Wednesday. Him or his wife posted something about like, happy birthday, babe. This is how you get to spend your birthday. I'm having surgery. But so Saints are not putting him on injured reserve. As of now, which I would think they would have already, because once you go on IR, you can't practice for 6 weeks and you can't play for 8. And they're saying he'll be out 6 to 8 weeks. So my guess is this way. That way he can at least, be at practice, go walk through that stuff if need be, and then not, they don't have to deal with, he can't be at practice and missing that time. Even if it's just being on the side and helping coach Bridgewater.
That's worth a lot right there. Just having him be there with
those two. I completely agree. I had to laugh. I could not believe it. And I've said this before: one play or one call does not win or lose you a game. But when they ruled that fumble and incomplete pass and that negate, because Cam Jordan was headed to the house with that fumble recovery. I just started laughing. I could not believe it. All the talk this week about, this is their chance to get some payback for the Rams, for the no call in the NFC Championship game. And then the refs do it again, which according to what every former...
What did you say the final score was?
No. That's what I said. This did not have any impact on the game itself. They lost 27-9. Yeah. All it would have changed was they would have lost 27-16. But no, which I was very interested to see, because multiple Al Riveron, Dean Blandino, Dean Blandino, Mike Pereira, Terry McCauley, all the former officials that do TV spots, they were talking about this play. And I don't think it's actually in the rule book, but basically they've been told on plays like that, where the guy picks it up and starts running it back, even if you think it was incomplete, unless it was like 100% obvious, like, he was throwing it and it just fell flat, a guy tipped it, let it play out, let him treat it like a fumble, let them run all the way back to the end zone. And then because it's a scoring play or a turnover play, if they get stopped before the end zone, you review it and you can turn it back to, okay, yes, it was actually an incomplete pass. Because not only did that negate the touchdown, but that also meant that they called it incomplete pass. They went to replay. Replay clearly showed it was a fumble, but because they blew the whistle, they only got the ball there instead of 60 yards downfield. So I thought that was hilarious. I wouldn't be shocked if they addressed that this offseason, which I know that there had already been talk about that a little bit, that on that kind of play.
No. Think about it this way. If that was on the Browns-Jets game, nobody would have cared. But because it was New Orleans and the Rams, that's the only reason they cared.
No, but I've actually thought
that's the only. How many bad calls did you see in the Pittsburgh Seattle game?
There were a few.
Yeah, no one's freaking out about them.
No, but I'm just saying this brought up the point again that there has been talk for a while that there were teams wanting this looked at, or making this the rule that even if you think it's incomplete, let it play out as a fumble, because replay will clearly be able to determine if it was a fumble or a incomplete pass, because that ball was out when his hand was still going back and his arm just carried forward. But hey, you know what? It didn't have any impact on the outcome of the game.
I like that stuff because it adds a chaos to the game.
Letting it go.
Oh, whatever the call was the call was. They always seem to balance out, always.
Yeah. I mean, and here's another big play that did have an impact that the Saints need to work on something. Cooper Kupp. That 66-yard run where 5 different DBs tried to tackle him and none of them could take him down. I was cracking up at that play. And I've said this to you before, if he is healthy last year in the Super Bowl, that would have been a whole different game.
Oh, to me, that was the equivalency of when Cooks got knocked out of the game.
I agree.
It's one of those.
It completely changed the game.
It would have been great if they would have.
Yeah.
But they didn't.
Exactly.
So, because I still don't know if Goff would have been. I still think he's seeing Van Anroy and those guys now.
Van Noy,
and Flower or whoever those guys.
Flowers, which it was hilarious because I was reading, I was listening to a podcast from back then, and they were talking about this defense. Or sorry, it was before the Steelers game. They were talking about this defense, and it was Van Noy. It was Van Noy and may have been Dietrich Weiss that were saying that they had a plan. They had a defensive game plan that they felt they would just completely rattle Goff all game, and it did. But yeah, that was, which interesting note. This got pointed on Twitter, and people have been saying, I think it was the Saints last year said teams started not showing their defensive looks until after 15 seconds were left on the play clock.
Bears were the first team.
Sorry, it was the Bears. There was a point, and I found a video, and I'll try and get a link to it posted both on the Facebook page, where Goff, he's reading something, he's down getting ready in his count, and the Saints move, like the DBs move into different formation or whatever, and he stands up and he just puts his hand on his hips and he's just staring straight ahead. He's listening because McVay is telling him how to read the defense, which I just laugh at that because, I mean, gosh, quarterbacks nowadays are not taught how to read defenses or go through progressions. This is the call. No. This is who you're throwing to.
That one is.
Yeah.
All the other ones are being taught that.
Yeah. No.
It's McVay, personally.
Yeah. Who knows? But yeah. Rams looked good. New Orleans just looked like the fire went out as soon as Breeze left. So they got an interesting test this week against.
Happens. Hello, this is our Hall of Fame quarterback. He's not going to play the second half.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, go out there and kick some ass. We need 24 points. Go. And it's against a really good defense.
Right, at home. No, I'm not shutting the door on the Saints yet. I just think that they're their route.
Oh, I'm shutting the door on a second.
It got a lot harder.
The door slammed until Breeze comes back. And I mean slammed.
I can't give up that hope. Okay, Michael Thomas is on my fantasy team. I need him to put up big numbers.
He'll still put up.
I drafted him high.
he'll put up numbers, but not the same.
Right. Moving on to the next game,
this is the game I thought was the best of all the games we did.
Yeah. This one,
Vikings Packers.
Yeah, this one. This was a good game. Green Bay won 21-16. You and I are both wrong because we both said that. Oh yeah, the Vikings can go into Lambeau and they can just take it to them.
They can. They did. That's the thing. If it hinged on one horrible throw by Cousins.
What are you doing throwing in triple coverage? I get it's fourth and goal. What the heck are you doing making that throw?
No, triple coverage. I go, okay, if you need to. It was second down.
It wasn't fourth?
No.
The interception?
No.
Oh, I thought it was fourth.
No.
Okay. But
that was the whole thing. It's like,
that
what
just
makes
it worse. That just makes it worse. It's worse that you could have just thrown it away and you had 2 more downs to get that.
Well, I don't know if he actually thought he was throwing it away. Yeah. When I saw it, I just went, because I've seen Rivers do stuff like this for 5 years now, where you go, why did you do that? Yeah. Why was, of everybody on the field, how did that the only one you saw?
Yeah.
I mean, the other thing with that is Rudolph, the tight end, big tight end, big tight end.
Like,
he's well into 6 feet.
Yeah.
He was wide open.
Yeah.
But he wasn't in the end zone.
Nope.
And I was going, you didn't need to shut the door. That running back that they have was absolutely tearing it up.
Yeah, Dalvin Cook.
Now, the Packers played. I mean, I'm saying right now, I think they're probably top 5 teams right now, one of the top 5 teams in the NFL.
That defense, he has a very legit defense to back him up now.
Oh, yes, it does. Well,
I would hope so after all the picks they've poured into that defense.
No, and money. They bought a lot of guys, too. But the other thing is, with the Packers defense this year as opposed to years past, those guys are picking off those balls.
Yeah.
That they weren't picking off for the last couple of years. I mean, it was a bad throw. Don't get me wrong, but the defensive guy made a pretty decent catch. I've seen a lot of defensive guys drop those balls.
No, I agree.
But I literally, that was the pivot point. That was the pivot point.
Yeah.
Scoring 6 or giving the ball up.
Yep. Oh, and not only are you giving the ball up, but you had 2 more downs. Which one of my buddies I work with, he's a Vikings fan, and every time I mention, hey, 84, 87, whatever it is, million guaranteed, he's but hey, that's why you gotta make sure you know what you're getting when you give those big money guarantee contracts.
Well, one pass in one game doesn't.
But they were in the NFC Championship the year before without him, and they didn't even make the playoffs the next year with him. So there is that. But moving on to the Philadelphia Eagles, Atlanta Falcons Sunday night football game. That was one of the most spellbinding endings to a football game I can remember.
I'm still saying Saints-Texans was the best inning so far.
I agree. I think this is second, though. I think this is the second best inning so far. I didn't watch this game live. I was doing some other stuff, and I just happened to get on Twitter, and I see like what's going on, and they're at the last 3 or 4 minutes, and so I just go running out and like put it on NBC, and so we're all 3 of us are just sitting here watching like, oh my gosh, what's happening? Falcons needed someone to step up, and the guy that just signed the big money contract did. Julio Jones, 54-yard touchdown to seal it.
That guy's money.
Oh my gosh, he is so good.
He is.
I honestly, they threw to Ertz on the 4th down. I honestly think he got hurt. I mean, he was hurt, but he went back in. That shot to the ribs he took a couple plays earlier. I think if he hadn't taken that shot, he probably would have come down with that for a 1st down. Which I love watching Zach Ertz. I think he's a great tight end.
How many picks did Wentz throw in that game? 3, 2, 3, something like that.
Something like that. They both
that cost him. That cost.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. Good home win for Atlanta. Dan Quinn, defensive guy, showed, hey, you know what? We can make those stops when we need to. Yeah,
it was a good game. It was a good game.
It was a good game. I went back and I watched the full game, not the condensed one, just because Al Michaels always has some good tidbits. Chris Collinsworth, I can listen to him for a little bit. Here's the guy. Oh gosh. Yeah, Wentz, he looked okay.
No, he didn't. I didn't think he looked that good.
No, that's why I said okay. He didn't look good. He looked okay.
He go out on a drive and looked like, okay, this is the guy that was the MVP candidate a few years ago. Then he goes out on a drive and it's like, how did you make the pros?
Right. Yeah, no, that's what I meant. I wasn't saying he was good. I wasn't saying he was bad. I was saying he was okay. It could have been a different quarterback in there and probably would have gotten the same result. But yeah, so Atlanta wins that one 24-20, which Atlanta needs. Especially now if they can compile those wins. I mean,
right now
for the next they got to be going. Oh yeah.
Next 6 weeks, they might be able to put some distance.
Yeah, exactly. And then moving on to the Monday Night Football game.
No, not this game. I will say this: the Jets have a good defense.
Yeah.
They do. That was a good defense.
Yeah.
If your offense cannot score, I don't care what defense you are. It doesn't matter. They did fine. Their defense did fine. They just were out there all night long because the quarterback, the one guy, and this is the part I didn't understand. So Simeons is the guy who was the backup last year in San Francisco, wasn't he?
No, he was with Denver for a while.
Yeah, okay. How was this guy? That guy looked like he had never seen a professional defense before.
Yeah, I know. He did the same thing in Denver.
But the guy who came in after him,
Luke Falk, Washington State.
Really understand. Maybe they go, you got 3 pass plays. That's how we're going to do. Whatever. He looked much better than.
Yeah. So speaking of that, Luke Falk, for being a 3rd string that until Thursday of last week wasn't even probably going to be dressed, but when Sam Darnold comes up and says, "Hi, I got mono."
Oh yeah, mono. That's a.
So
that team had so much hopes for this year too.
Right. Oh yeah. So Falk, his stat line: 20 of 25 for 198 yards. He didn't throw any touchdowns. He didn't throw any picks. He took 2 sacks. For being a 6th round pick, being kind of thrown into it, that's not bad.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I was going, okay. The first guy, I was watching him, and he looked like he was like, oh my gosh, what do I do?
Right.
I just looked at my first receiver, and he's not open, so I'm going to stand here.
Right.
I'm not going to move. Maybe they won't see me.
Yeah. Funny story. Apparently this happened at halftime. They asked, or maybe it was just one of the reporters said, if Falk went down, do you know who their emergency quarterback was going to be? It was going to be Bell.
Adam Gase?
No, no, it was going to be Le'Veon Bell.
Oh my gosh.
This is hilarious. So Odell Beckham was 40 yards shy of having more receiving yards than the entire Jets team. He had 161 yards. The Jets receivers had 201 yards.
Well, I think I can't remember the guy's name, but there was one Jets receiver. He was doing fantastic.
Probably Robbie Anderson.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
Oh, he's fast.
I was just going. You could tell it was the quarterback play.
Oh yeah.
I also don't think that Jets offensive line is that good.
No.
That's the other thing.
Which makes me very excited for Sunday.
Defense, man. That defense is. I was impressed with the defense. The defense did well. Their offense is. It's so lopsided. It is so lopsided.
It makes me very excited to watch Sunday's game with my defense going up against the Jets line. No, I mean, Beckham, my gosh, he's so good. And he looked happy in his return to MetLife. He had a good game. I really was bummed because I actually was kind of excited to see how Darnold would do versus, Baker versus Darnold, and then Darnold got sick. But hey, it is what it is.
And that wipes you out physically. There's not a training program or anything with it. It's mono.
Yeah.
So he's got to. I'm interested to see how he rebounds from that.
Yeah. So those are the games, and we're gonna do a quick look ahead. There were so many injuries this week. It seemed like every time I turned the channel on or put a game on, somebody was getting hurt.
My takeaway from this last weekend was there was so much crappy quarterback play. I was like, come on. I understand. Like Baker Mayfield to me reminds me of one of those guys who goes out and goes, I'm gonna score 6 touchdowns. I want to throw 6 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what if you throw 5 picks? Did I throw 6 touchdowns?
Yeah.
That's all I want to know. Did I throw those 6 touchdowns? It reminds me of Favre. Favre used to do that. I remember watching him going, if I was a Green Bay Packers fan, I'd be having high blood pressure watching that guy.
Right.
But then, Mahomes, and I think the younger quarterbacks actually played better than the veteran quarterbacks this week.
Yeah, for the most part.
That poor bastard for the Jets came out. I was just going, oh, come on. Did you not play in the preseason? Have you not seen a professional defense?
Right. All right, moving on to our week 3 picks. We have the Thursday night game, a matchup between the AFC South. We have the Tennessee Titans at Jacksonville Jaguars. Titans are a 2-point favorite. I'm going with the Titans.
Me too.
Yeah. I just think with all the garbage going on right now with the Jags and Jalen Ramsey wanting to be traded, which Gardner Minshew, he didn't look good, but he didn't look bad.
He looked like the second team guy.
Yeah. He's a rookie, so
yeah.
And we have Houston Texans going to the LA Chargers. Chargers are a 3.5-point favorite. I went back and forth on this one, and I still won't be shocked either way. I'm going with Houston.
I got the Chargers.
You got the Chargers.
And the reason I say that is predicated on 2 things. Mm-hmm. They beat the Lions, but they lost on stupid bonehead play. 4 scores. Mm-hmm. They had called back 4.
Yeah.
4 scores. And then the field goal kicker missed 2 field goals. So you're going, okay, whatever. This is here we go. This is all. So I think
we've seen this all before.
I think this is going to be one of those. That was our crap game. Now we got to get everything back on because they got to have their A game against the Texans. I actually think they also thought they were going to go in and, well, they did kind of lay the wood to the Lions. I
agree.
It wasn't going to be a real game to them.
Yeah, no, I do agree. This next game is going to be a real game.
Man.
Ravens at Chiefs, which Ravens almost beat them last year until Mahomes just kind of said, "Nah, I'm going to come in. I'm going to work my Mahomes magic and get this win." So I'm excited for this game. I was a little shocked that the over/under was only 52.5. Chiefs are a 6.5 favorite.
That Ravens defense is good though.
It is. This is going to be. I'm so excited for this game. I'm only going with the Chiefs just because they are at home. I honestly, if the Ravens win, I won't be overly shocked. If the Chiefs win, I won't be overly shocked.
This is one of those. Chiefs went into Baltimore, I'd be taking Baltimore.
Exactly. Saints at Seahawks.
I got
prior to last week, I would have said
door
the Saints.
Closed. Door is closed. Bam. Once
after this,
back open. But
yeah.
Now, no.
Yeah. Seahawks 4-point favorite. I'm going with them.
And the Seahawks, they're 2-0.
Yeah, and they look good.
And they have to keep pace with the Rams.
Yeah. Speaking of the Rams, the Sunday night game, Rams at Browns. Rams are a 3-point favorite. I am going with the Rams.
Me too.
I think it'll be a good game, though. I think this will be a good game.
I have watched the 2 Browns games, and I think when they'll come into their own, it'll be about week 5. Yeah. They got too many. They remind me of like a kid with too many toys. Which ones do we have? Who do I throw? And he hit Mayfield hit Landry a lot, but he also hasn't faced this kind of a defense.
Yeah,
I mean he faced Tennessee's defense, which is about the closest, and that defense pretty much showed him what an elite defense looks like.
Yeah.
I'm
taking the Rams.
I don't think it's going to be that close.
Yeah, who knows? And then the Monday night game. The Chicago Bears are 4-point favorites at the Washington Redskins. I'm going with the Bears. I went back and forth on this one. Again, the Redskins, they've looked decent. They just haven't been able to really finish a game. If they weren't playing the Bears, I probably would go with the Redskins. But because of that Bears defense, I am going with the Bears.
Yeah, I do too. I actually think the Bears defense might score more than the Bears offense.
Oh, I'm predicting that nearly every week.
Well, I sent you that. The kicker has more points than the offense.
Yeah. All right, so that is our picks for week 3.
So you took the Titans as well as I did.
Yep. We differed.
You took the Texans. We both took the Chiefs.
Both took the Seahawks.
Both took the Seahawks.
And both took the Rams and the Bears.
Okay, so this will be your opportunity to get back onto the winning side.
Who will be one game less behind? Hey, build it brick by brick, All right.
Or tear it down brick by brick.
Hey, you know what? Shush.
Okay.
Just real fast, just because you are a Giants fan, do you have any thoughts on them benching Eli and going with Daniel Jones?
Well, here's the thing with that. I don't like. They make it sound like it was okay, he's being benched. They're giving it. They're 0-2.
Yeah.
They're giving this. It's like, hey, we drafted this guy. What can we do? That line right now, they've spent so much money on that line, and they have got nothing from it whatsoever. I don't know why anybody pays for anybody that Belichick lets go.
Right.
It reminded. I don't know how it happens. Nate Solder is not very good. I've watched that guy get manhandled for 2 years now. It's like, well, if I'm not playing for Tom Brady, I'm not going to really do anything. So, Hernandez is okay. That line should be really, really good.
Yeah, it should be, and it's not.
Eli is not very mobile. He is not very mobile. I think what they did is they said, look, we're going to put him in for 2 games. I think he'll be, barring getting injured or something, they're going to put him in for 2 games. If they go 0-2 in the next 2 games, I think he'll finish out the year. If they win 2 games, they're going to evaluate how they won those 2 games.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced that he finishes the year as the starter, but I was going, they got to get somebody in there that's more mobile.
Yeah.
It's a different game now. It really is.
It really is. It is
a different game. And he doesn't have right now, the Eli does not have the he's got what? 2 of his receivers are injured.
Yeah.
And is it Ingram? That's he's been slow coming off his breaks too. It's just I don't know. I hate the fact that they say they're benching Eli. It's like, I don't care who you are. if you're not able to get out of the pocket and they can't protect you, you're going to get replaced by the guy who's younger and more mobile than you are.
Yeah.
It's not like this guy's Lamar Jackson.
No.
But he's just simply faster than moving around wise than Eli is.
Yeah.
And I think it's the same thing with, and I don't know who the kid for New England is, but if all of a sudden Brady wasn't able, if they started getting Brady was starting to get hit all the time, you'd start going, okay, what does the younger guy have? Yeah. But Brady's not getting hit all the time. That's the whole thing.
And Brady hasn't been declining seemingly more and more each year for the past 4 years. Unless you're Max Kellerman, he's fallen off a cliff.
Well, the only thing I would say is, and I don't think it's Brady. I think it's his Belichick. Belichick goes, where's our weakness? How do we cover it? Where's our strength? How do we enhance it?
Yep.
And like right now, you go, okay, I really believe Brady could do a 7-step drop and just throw the ball down the field.
Yeah.
And he's got a 75% chance of one of his guys coming down with it.
Right. Which I have to.
And I was going, has he ever ran a 4 receiver set? Ever? Has he ever ran a 4 receiver set?
Right. He did the other day.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like, okay, they've never done that. But then you go, okay, and then if that somehow gets shut down, they're going to run the ball.
Yeah.
I think in the AFC right now, they're the most complete team. Now, granted, they've played, I would consider, 2 fairly subpar teams so far.
Yeah. So this
rivalry game, and then the Dolphins.
Yeah, it's the rivalry game. So I got to read this because this is just absolutely insane. So this is from Jeff Howe of The Athletic. He's great Patriots beat writer. I read as much of his stuff as I can. He put the Patriots' top 4 cornerbacks, Stephon Gilmore, Jason McCourty, Jonathan Jones, and J.C. Jackson, have been targeted 39 times in 2 games. They've allowed 12 catches, broken up 9, and intercepted 1. They're nearly as likely to get their hands on the pass as the receiver they're covering.
Well, for those 2 games. And I'm telling you, right now, they played the Dolphins.
Yeah.
That was like a scrimmage game. You watched that game, right?
I know. Yeah,
scrimmage game.
Which
that they got that twice. If they lose to the Dolphins this year somehow, I'm gonna go Belichick. Belichick's got a betting pool. He figured out what the spread was. Something. Because there's no way. There's just
Matt Chatham.
I think they might go 0-16. I rarely say
Dolphins?
that about a team.
Oh yeah, no.
I rarely say that about a team. They are just outclassed all the way around.
So then the question becomes, are they tanking for Tua or are they sucking for the duck? Who are they going to take, Justin Herbert or Tua Tagovailoa?
Tua blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Tua, he's the Alabama's quarterback. Justin Herbert from Oregon.
Hey, they could get any quarterback they want to.
Yeah.
If they don't have a team around them, it doesn't matter. But They do right now have a ridiculous amount of picks.
Yeah, they can get a team around him, which I loved it. At one point, the Patriots went 4 wide with a back, and it was Brown, Edelman, Dorsett, and Gordon with James White, and Chatham just posted, "Oh, I see the Patriots have unveiled their new holy crap package." As in, holy crap, who covers who?
I'm hoping to see. This is kind of a weird thing to say. I'm hoping to see the Chargers have this defensive plan, and so do the Seahawks, where it's almost like a 3-4-4.
Yeah,
but they're just in the way. They're just kind of meandering around the field. You don't really know what the hell's going on. And I was going, because against you're going to have to figure out something and then go into breaks. Against that, because I don't think it's as devastating as that when they had Hernandez and Gronkowski personally.
Yeah. No, I missed that. Well, before the murder. Anyway.
Well, that goes without saying. There's murder in there, and
yeah. Let's do the murder package together. Okay. All right. So, hope you enjoyed. Be sure to follow us on YouTube and Facebook at the Kyle and Not Kyle Show, and enjoy week 3. We'll see you next time.